As she has said just now, my name is Daniel Amma. Professionally, I am a teacher. I am 54 years. I am married and I have 2 children. My daughter will obtain her bachelor degree in mathematics next year. And my son will be finishing his high school next year also. In 2007, I was teaching at Ufani Primary School in the ward called Ayalagaya when Don and Marian came to our region on a cultural tour to learn about cultural dances and the other traditional tribal tradition. Because they were also teachers from California, they were asked to visit Ufani Primary School. That's when I met with them. It was during the school holiday, but I was at school giving extra classes to students who were having difficulties in learning. As you can see there, when they visit the school, I was in the class teaching the students. They were looking through the windows. At that time, the condition at Ufani were very poor. The second, the school had 3 classrooms, even though there were around 200 students from the 1st grade to 5th. The classrooms were almost falling apart as they had many cracks. The walls were just a pile of bricks with no window shutters and doors. Just holes in the walls, as you can see there. No enough desks. Those windows are just like holes on the walls. They had dirty floors and there were not enough desks. Students should sit on the dirty floor to study. There was an old latrine serving the whole school, which was getting full. For that reason, there was the risk of the school being shut down by the health department, government agency, if the lack of appropriate latrine was not addressed. The community was trying to build a new latrine, but they were short of money. The head of school and I showed Don and Marian the environment, and they were shocked. They kept asking how students and teachers could learn in this such poor condition. I could see they were touched and wanted to help. And I believe it was at that moment Karimu was born. They promised to send $500 that was necessary to finish the new bathroom and they did it, as you can see. That was the first new bathroom at Ufani Primary School in Tanzania. It was clear from the beginning, that Don and Marianne did not position themselves above the poor people of my community. They wanted to help, but not by imposing Western ways. Instead, they wanted to work directly with the people, accepting that they could solve their problems in ways that would be more effective than any outsiders would. As you can see there, Don is working with another volunteers with other community members. I think This became the first major principle of Karimu to develop through partnership with the community itself, allowing the community to have an equal voice in all decisions and prioritization. I brought them to my class and invite them to teach English to my students, and a long and a true partnership started. I told Marian, English is your mother tongue. Can you show me a good example of teaching this student English language? Then she came in front of the class, started teaching. We also requested their help to construct adequate classroom, but they were not sure if they could afford it. However, they said they would try. Marian normally used the Swahili word which say tutajaribu. And they tried very hard, because not only they did, but they not only did they send funds to start the construction of classrooms, but they also brought a group of volunteers in June 2008 who joined the community, working hand in hand in the construction of classrooms. That defines the second most important principle of Karimu. As partners, everyone, including the community, must contribute to the project. Karimu does not give anything for free. This was great because it gave my community a sense of ownership of the projects and raised their level of commitment to take care of them upon completion. You can see how the students are working hand to hand. Culturally, we believe that guests are like angels, and because of this, all community members gather to welcome the volunteers when they arrive. As you can see, the community are celebrating to welcome the volunteers when they arrive at our place. Over the years, I learned that this makes volunteers feel at home right away and show them a level of gratitude that they have never seen before. On the other hand, the members of my community are touched every time new volunteers come, because they see how friendly these volunteers are. In fact, many community members think that everyone in the West is like that. Karimu continued its project, but quickly realized that bathrooms and classrooms were not enough to raise the educational level of the student, nor to eliminate the high level of poverty that existed. So, as the community requested new projects, they were accepted and executed provision of clean water to the school, construction of health dispensary, scholarship for teachers to obtain the university bachelor degrees, donation of books, microloans to savings groups, and more, and many more. I was among the first teachers who benefited from the teachers' scholarship. It enabled me to obtain my bachelor degree by covering 75% of the university cost. And this opened me many new opportunities in my profession. Formerly, I was just having a certificate from the college. Karimu continued to run its project, and then in 2017, a major expansion took place with Nelson's arrival. He led the formalization of Karimu's operations and the execution of many more projects much faster than before. Around the same time, I was appointed head of school, but before this, you can see the picture which is showing how Karimu get advanced after arrival of Nelson. You can see this. We have now even a bigger machines to work with. Around the same time, I was appointed head of Ufani School and later promoted to be a ward education officer. Here in the West, this would be correspondent to the position of superintendent in a school district. I remember I remained engaged with Karimu, serving as an advisor and a mentor to Nelson, Don, and Marian. I was invited to join Karimu's Tanzania board as soon as it was formed in 2018. You can see the picture of members of the board. I am on the top above, and the others. The role of the board is to represent Karimu and meet with local leaders in order to listen, understand their priorities, and share ideas. The board organizes yearly Karimu strategic meetings in which the community can describe their needs and prioritize the next set of projects. Karimu lets us stay in the driver's seat, but like a loving parents, is coaching and advising us from the back seat. I continued my role as a board member and advisor, and then in 2022, I was elected chair of the board. In this role, I am responsible for conducting all board meetings, educating Karimu International and its volunteers about Tanzania culture and the best ways to be effective there, and educating the community about how Karimu works, its principles and expectation. I love this work because I can see the impact it has had over the years on both sides. As you know, Karimu's goal is to eradicate poverty, and there is no question that it eradicated poverty in Ayalagai. Karimu expanded a couple of years ago to a new area called Ari Ward, which has a population of about 25,000 people. Karimu's model worked very well in Ayalagai, and I am confident that it will also be successful in Ari and the additional areas to which Karimu plans to expand in 2025. Life is good today in all Ayalagai. The living standard of 16,000 people has dramatically improved since Karimu started supporting 200 students at Ufani. You can see the picture of mine. That was my hut, which I was built in 2004. I decided not to pay accommodation fee. Then I vacated there. After about 7 years, I constructed this one, which I make a little improvement last year. It is hard to express my gratitude and the gratitude of my whole community from the depth of my heart or the flow of my heart. I want to thank you and all Karimu donors, volunteers, supporters, and you all who are here listening to me. May I thank you very much for everyone to pay attention to me. God bless you.